Hello guys, today we are going to be talking about some basic limits and we'll be solving some examples. Let's get started. Let B and C be real numbers and let N be a positive integer. Now we have some basic rules for finding limits. The first one is if we have if we have limit b when x goes to c, the result will be c. Why are we getting c here? Because x is going to c, so anything that is here we have to make if we have x here, then if we have x here, then we replace this x here with what it is here. Like if we have x tends to 0 here and we have x here, we have to make our answer be 0. That is the first rule. Don't worry, we'll still do some examples regarding this. Then the second rule is limit x when x goes to c, the result will be c. Then the third one, limit x raised to power n when x goes to c, then it will be c raised to power n. Why are we getting c raised to power n? I told you the other time that whenever we have anything here, you just have to replace it with what x is going to. X is going to c here. So that's why we are replacing our x here with c. So you just replace anything here with what is here. Don't worry, we'll still solve some examples. The first example. Limit when x tends to 5. If we have minus 2 here, our result will be minus 2. Let me call this equation 1. Let me call this 2. And let me call this 3. So it will be minus 2 from equation 1. If we have, like second example, if we have limit 10 when x tends to minus 4, our result will be 10, still from 1, and so on. So let's now talk about the real examples of limits. Let's solve some examples from limit. Then our third example will be this. If we have limit of when x goes to minus 1, and we have 3x cubed minus 4x squared plus 4. How do we solve this? The first thing you have to do is to split all these equations. What do I mean by that? You write your limit when x tends to minus 1. You write 3x cubed minus limit x tends to minus 1 again, 4x squared, then plus limit 4 x tends to minus 1. So how do we solve this? The next step is to replace our x here with anything that is here. if we have 0 here, then you replace this x with 0. But here we are having minus 1, so you have to replace this x with minus 1. All these x, you have to replace them with minus 1, since x is going to minus 1. So it will now be equal to 3 minus 1 cube, this cube, minus 4 minus 1 squared plus 4. We are putting 4 here because we have no x here. So how do we solve this? We can still open this, we can solve this more, this equation more. So it will now be minus 3 minus 4 plus 4. So our answer will be 4 and 4 will cancel. It will be minus 3. That's our final result. Why are we getting minus 3 here? Why are we getting minus 3 here? Because minus 1 raised to power 3 will give us minus 1. And minus 1 times 3 is minus 3. That's how we got this. And this minus 4, minus 1 raised to power 2, that will give us 1. That's 1 times 4. That's plus 4. That's minus 4, sorry. And this plus 4 will come here. Then this minus 4 and plus 4 will cancel each other. That's how we obtain minus 3 as our answer. So this is our answer. Let's solve another example. Example 3. We are asked to find the limit of 2 x to the 4th minus x cubed plus 4x plus 8. Want to find the limit of this when it tends to 2. So what you have to do here is, anywhere you see x, you have to replace it with 2 because our x tends to 2. The first thing you have to do is to split all this. Let's split them. We have limit 2x to the 4th when x tends to 2 minus limit when x tends to 2 minus x cubed then plus limit x tends to 2 4x plus limit x tends to 2 8. So we have to solve this. We'll replace x with 2 because our x tends to 2. As you can see here, it tends to 2. So here we now have limit 2 x to the 4th when x tends to 2 minus limit x cubed x goes to 2 plus limit 4x x goes to 2 plus limit 8 x goes to 2. We'll replace our x with 2. We now have 2 raised to power 4 minus 2 cubed plus 4 plus 8. Now this will be 16. 16 times 2, that's 32. So this one will be 32 minus 2 cubed is 8 plus 8 plus 8. So this and this will cancel. Our final answer will be 40. So I think that's all for this tutorial. I will still solve more examples in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.